Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Canada Immigration. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we will talk about more measures coming to reduce temporary residence, Canadian minister says. In a bid to address ongoing concerns about the impact of temporary residence on Canadian resources and services, Canada's Minister of Immigration has announced a series of new measures aimed at reducing the influx of temporary residents. These changes come as part of a broader effort to balance immigration policy with the needs of Canadian communities. If you are interested in this topic, to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Canada's government is preparing to unveil a suite of measures to clamp down on temporary immigration and has no plans to follow through right now on a broad program offering status to undocumented residents. The era of uncapped programs to come into this country is quickly coming to an end. This is a big shift. You can't just slam on the brakes and expect it to stop immediately, Marc Miller said. If you any query, please contact us on Instagram and Gmail. Canada has long prided itself on welcoming newcomers, and the current Liberal government has overseen a dramatic increase in the influx of new residents, especially temporary ones, as many employers struggled to fill vacancies coming out of the pandemic. But over the past year, the tide has shifted. Immigrants are being blamed for a worsening housing situation along with an affordability crisis in the country. Critics have accused the federal government of bringing in too many people. A Ledger poll conducted in July found that 60% of respondents said there are too many immigrants coming to Canada. I'm not naive enough to think Canada is immune to the waves of anti-immigrant sentiment. Canadians want a system that is not out of control, Miller said in a phone interview. Canadians want a system that makes sense, and they want one that still has a lot of welcoming aspects we've been proud of. But it's got to make sense, Miller said, predicting immigration would be a top issue, if not the top issue, in the next election, expected to take place in late 2025. Backdoor entry. The Canadian government has already outlined some measures. In January it announced a 2-year cap on international students, an area of Canada's immigration system that got overheated and was not meant to be a backdoor entry into Canada, Miller said. If you any query, please contact us on Instagram and Gmail. In March, the immigration minister announced Canada's first ever cap on temporary immigration. Canada wants to reduce temporary residents to 5% of the total population over the next 3 years from 6.2% in 2023. That would be a cut of about 20% from Canada's 2.5 million temporary residents in 2023. But in its recent monetary policy report, opening a new tab, the Bank of Canada expressed doubts that the government could meet its temporary residence goal, noting that non-permanent residents made up 6.8% of the country's population as of April and that the share is expected to continue rising over the near term. The bank is right to say achieving this goal is a challenge, but it is a reasonable one given the suite of measures Canada plans to announce over the next several weeks, Miller said. Miller would not give details but said these measures could include changes to postgraduate work permits and enforcement. If you any query, please contact us on Instagram and Gmail. Asked if his government had made a mistake in allowing rapid growth in temporary residence, Miller said, "Every government makes mistakes. I think we are all human, but coming out of COVID, in particular, we were facing massive labor shortages." Refugee influx. Meanwhile, Canada is seeing record levels of refugee claims, more than 18,000 in June, according to the Immigration and Refugee Board. This is despite government efforts to deter people by closing the land border to asylum seekers through a contested bilateral agreement with the United States and by implementing new visa requirements for Mexicans. Canada cannot dictate how many people file refugee claims, but it can make it difficult for asylum seekers to reach the country. Miller said the government may impose stricter criteria on temporary resident visas to prevent asylum seekers from coming. The government had also previously said it would pursue a regularization program to give status to undocumented residents. That is not on the table before the election, Miller said, but he noted there is a possibility of sector-specific programs. As the Canadian government implements these new measures to manage the number of temporary residents, it remains to be seen how they will affect both current and prospective residents, with a focus on ensuring that immigration policies align with national priorities. These changes are set to play a crucial role in shaping Canada's demographic landscape in the coming months. That is all for today. In this video, what are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.